Well, ladies and gents, we're going into this with a bit of an unknown issue, so let's just dive in and see what I mean. This one is called the Parallel Footbol INANILMAZ Tactic, also called the Parçala, and I apologize for all of that pronunciation. I'm sure I butchered it halfway to Sunday in every single language. But the problem I'm having with this tactic, and the reason I got it, is simply for the name itself. Nobody has tested it apparently, and all the screenshots on the page I got this from, if you click the link down below in the description, you'll see it's all this guy's computer, and it's just a screenshot, a single screenshot multiple times of his computer. So if you are the creator of this tactic and you are watching this, you might want to fix that, but I figured the name alone, I'm going to test it out and see what it's like with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. Now, at some point, I may change those three teams. I have not figured it out yet. We are kind of so close to FM26, hopefully, that I'm kind of keeping it going and we'll change it at FM26. But for now, those are the three teams. Let's just dive into the Premier League and see how it worked. Well, I mean, no screenshots, but 102 points, 120 goals is pretty nice for Liverpool. Aston Villa in third place with 79 points, kind of on the average mark, 82 goals. Yeah, it kind of worked better for Liverpool, but still, not bad. Liverpool's schedule coming up in the Carabao Cup fourth round against Aston Villa using the same tactic and unfortunately losing out in penalties, but they get to the FA Cup final against Aston Villa and kick the crap out of them 5-1. And another trophy in the Europa League final, 2-0 over AC Milan. So yeah, 3 trophies, and the only one you're out of is in the Carabao Cup where you face up against Aston Villa using the same tactic. This definitely looked like it worked for Liverpool very well. Squad-wise, yeah, I mean, I kind of hoped for more, but they still had a ton of green. 30 goals for Nunez, 28 for Salah, 23 for McAllister, assist 22 for Trent, Robertson with 18, who was out also with Joe Gomez, interestingly enough. Funny to see him up there, but average rating, Joe Gomez gets the 738. Interesting, I love that. Switching over to Aston Villa's domestic cup run, unfortunately, they're out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals immediately after beating Liverpool 0-1. We already saw they got to the FA Cup final, losing out to Liverpool handily. They do pick up a trophy of their own in the Conference League final, 2-0 over Club Brugge. Still not a bad season at all. And squad-wise, yeah, I would say about average these days in the Sea of Green, but 22 goals for Jacob Ramsey, McGinn with 18, assists 19 for Douglas Luiz, 18 for Matty Cash, and then average rating, Zaniolo with a 723. Although he didn't play very much, interestingly enough, but 27 appearances, 18 off the bench, Digne gets a 719, as is Jacob Ramsey with 44 appearances. Go figure. Data hub for Liverpool, through and through attacking, as we always love to see. Defensively looking fantastic in areas, but the opposition passes per defensive action seems a little low. Tackling percentage is never really there, but still, some areas a little bit low, some areas really high. 3.16 goals per game. 0.53 conceded is definitely lower than their usual, as is 0.55 XG against. Now we also have non-penalty expected goals through the roof, shots per game through the roof. They did well. Aston Villa kind of showing themselves to be their self of old. Lacking the goals is the big issue right there. Defensively, they're kind of on the average mark for them. 2.16 goals per game is it. 1.08 conceded, 1.02 XG against. A little bit lower than usual, but still, they could do a little bit better. Premier League stats. Liverpool in first with 2.68 points per game. Villa in third with 2.08. Most goals first and second, though, 120 down to 82. Fewer shots against. Liverpool in first with 169. Villa in sixth with 336. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with a flat 50%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool in third with 701. Best pass completion, Liverpool do make the list here with 88%. And most shots for first and third with 695 for Liverpool. Aston Villa with 557. But now with this one, no need for the surprise. Ipswich obviously come in first. 125 goals, 117 points. They did very well. And they also did very well in the domestic cups. Out, unfortunately, in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, they draw Arsenal away from home, but they lose out 2-4 at home, and that's kind of hurting. But they're out in the semi-finals there. They get to the FA Cup fifth round, losing out to Middlesbrough. All in all, though, I have to say this is a pretty good season for Ipswich. Squad-wise, yeah, about average in the green, as you'd expect, I guess. 23 goals, though, for Connor Chaplin, 16 for Hurst, assist 14 for Connor Chaplin, Broadhead with 12. I'm going to assume Leif Davis is no longer here, unfortunately, but average rating, Connor Chaplin with a 736. Championship stats, 2.54 points per game for Ipswich. Very well done. Most goals in first, of course, with 125. Fewer shots against in first with 267. Most dribbles made all the way down in seventh with 731. And most shots for in first with 764. So the tactic itself. Let's take a look a little bit more in depth. Sweeper, keeper, in defend is where we start. Fullbacks on the left and the right in attack. Ball playing defenders in the central spots. We got 2 DMs in support. Again, we've seen this formation time and time again. We have inside forwards in support on both sides, and they are marking specific position, the DRDL, with an attacking midfielder in attack in the central spot, with an advanced forward in attack up front. Balanced mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow approach plays, pass into space, underlap on the left and the right, focus play down the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run of defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did these 3 teams do using this tactic? I mean, I would say overall, especially Ipswich and Aston Villa, kind of on the average mark, doing very well. Don't get me wrong. Ipswich, clearly 117 points, well above Leicester in second, 125 goals, well above, I don't even know who's in second there, Norwich probably, but they did very well as they usually do. Liverpool doing a phenomenal job. 102 points with 120 goals is definitely through the roof. I'm surprised some of those numbers in the 20 goals were not a little higher, but they did a phenomenal job. 100 flat goal differential, so very well done. Aston Villa in third, definitely on the more average mark, but you know, take control of this yourself, do your own training, transfers, things like that. You could definitely do a better job here. But third place in this season is pretty nice. So let us know if you used it down below. I'm sure it rings true to a lot of the 4-2-3-1s that we've covered before. They just all seem, they're all blending together now. They really use the same pieces. Once you find a tactic that works, people just kind of split it apart, change one little thing, make a new tactic, change another little thing, make another tactic. So they really are kind of all the same at this point. But this one, in this save, it worked fairly well. So that's it for me, Savvy FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.